Welcome back to Apex Academy, your ultimate home for all your crypto education. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel for one new stream every day, 8 p.m. East African time, except on weekends, so make sure you get tuned in not to miss an update. We are currently having the general elections in Kenya. People are all over tallying the votes, and that's what you're seeing on your screen. We're almost getting the presidential elections, so we're almost electing our new president. So there's not so much activity going on around the country because most people are indoors and they are basically rooting for their favorite candidates to win. So apart from all that, crypto has to go on, market has to continue. If you check from where we are right now, 20,537 cryptos, 507 exchanges. We are up significantly. 7 exchanges have been listed on Binance. Market cap 1.13 trillion. Still doing good. 4.3% up in the last 24 hours. So this is a good sign. It's an indication that we are still heading in the right direction. So if you check Bitcoin, 23.9, it retraced a little from the 24,000 mark. We're now at 23.9, but an increment of 3.6% up. I think that's a good deal. If you check Ethereum, 8.36 up in the last 24 hours. Which other one? BNB 4.4. So things are looking good, and we are doing amazing over the last 24 hours. So if you check our graph, our line, the one we've always been rooting for, still the candlesticks are now more of a consolidation phase, because you can see this was 3 days ago. We opened here, we closed at this point. The next day we had a bear trend. We opened here, we closed here. So today it appears like we opened here, went down all the way at this point. It seems that we are closing at about this point. So more so it appears like we are now entering a consolidation phase, and maybe, just maybe, we can have another trend line or a channel that will basically guide us on the next support and resistance levels. So we can have that. I can have that one over there. Let me just adjust this one a little bit so that we have something. We can have that as our support zone. Then we can have another resistance level. That means we can do away with the previous one. So I think this should be the next resistance. Some place there. So it's not drawing. Oh, okay. So that should be our next resistance point. That means we can do away with this trend line, because it basically served its purpose, and we are way above, or way far above that particular zone. I don't know why this trend line does not want to come out. So yeah, let's just delete. Perfect. So let's enlarge this further so that we know whenever we're going to break this trend line or this support and resistance zone, rather, that we are now destined for greatness. Yeah, we should be destined for greatness. Absolutely destined for greatness. Yeah. So let's have it that, so that you can always be monitoring and know whether we are heading in which direction once we break that particular channel. Okay. Also, today we had some fantastic news from the miners, and you see Bitcoin miner, the Clean Spark company, they are buying an additional facility and machines in Georgia, that is the US, for $25.1 million. And this basically implies that these guys are now investing more in the mining industry. As you all know, mining industry is profitable if you have the resources and the finance to do it. So I'm sure these guys are going to be holding this crypto. They're not going to be selling it, because they are seeing the future ahead. For people to invest such crazy amount of money in mining, it implies that they know what they are doing and they have seen the future that the mining industry contains. So you can see a Bitcoin mining facility in Georgia that uses 95% non-carbon energy. That means these guys are saving quite a lot on energy, and they're able to optimize and maximize more on their farm, basically. Still on mining, we had another one. I think this was in Kazakhstan, not here. This was in Kazakhstan, yep. And Kazakhstan, the authorities have launched an inquiry into a Ponzi scheme, more of a Ponzi scheme. that was allegedly doing what you call cloud mining. The farm was called Bean Cloud. So Bean Cloud was flagged for possible Ponzi schemes because of what they were issuing to customers. In this where you are asked to buy some mining power and you invest in some sort of cloud mining where you don't have the machine physically, you don't see the physical machines or the mining farms, but you are asked to buy some mining power. That means you send these guys your money, you invest with them, they mine on your behalf, and then they give you what you call the weekly ROI. So these guys have been flagged, and as an inquiry has been set up to probe, and if they are found guilty, I'm sure they are gonna get in for that. They're gonna suffer, or they're gonna be responsible for that. Also, still on DeFi, still on scams and Ponzi schemes, we have a DeFi protocol that is the Curve, which was hacked, and around $570,000 has been stolen. So I think hacking and scams has been a trend over the last few weeks. I think I've covered, I think, 5 or more scams where we had the issue with the Solana network, we had an issue with Kazakhstan right now, we had an issue with, I can't even remember, there are so many of them. So always take care whenever platform that you invest, especially these guys who want to do these DeFi wallets. For example, if you want to do staking on DeFi platforms, ensure that you stake on the right platforms. Ensure also that you only invest what you can afford to lose. We saw an issue with the Wazir X exchanges. We saw an issue with which other platform? The Celsius network, Voyager. So these things are now getting out of hand, and it's important that before you commit your assets to a platform, know that you have done your due diligence and you are comfortable and you believe in a project or in the particular platform. Also, we've seen how Avalanche has been doing crazy moves over the last few days. Let's just check how it's doing right now. Avax, see, it's now at $29, 6.9% up in the last 24 hours. So maybe you might wonder what is causing Avalanche to do these crazy moves over the last few hours or days. So, Avalanche, their daily transaction count has basically hit an all-time high. Oh, and it actually surpassed Ethereum at some point. And this is basically because of the mere fact that Avalanche got listed on Robinhood. So for those who don't know what Robinhood is just an exchange platform like Binance, Uboi, OKEx, or whichever other. But the fact that they listed Avalanche, as you all know, one of the factors that drive the price of assets is when they get listed on new exchanges. So Robinhood listed Avax, and that caused a spike in transactions. The volume went crazy, the price skyrocketed, and all that has been attributed to the listing on Robinhood. So I think it's still early. Avalanche is at 29, an all-time high of 146. So it's still a good entry because, as you all know, these coins are for long-term projects. So also in Iran, they had they just made their first import order using cryptocurrency. However, it was not disclosed what was actually purchased, but it was in the tunes of, I think, $10 million, and they made that particular payment using crypto. So this tells you that adoption is now kicking in fast, quick, and in a hurry. Those countries that seemed that they could not embrace crypto at any point, those countries who we thought that maybe they are lagging behind in technology, they are now proving us wrong. The likes of Iran, look at the likes of El Salvador, look at countries like Central African Republic, look at countries like the Swiss. So I think we are heading now where we're supposed to be going. So they basically made their first order using crypto, but it were not disclosed what was actually purchased using that particular order. Also, still on adoption, we have another market in Dubai, that's the UAE, called the day-to-day hypermarket, and they are now accepting cryptocurrency payments in their stores. So it has a majority of stores, it has branches, and they have listed 3 which are now accepting crypto. We have the Al Fadi branch, we have the Binance Square branch, and the Al Safa Charger branch. These are the ones which have officially been gazetted or officially been announced that they are accepting crypto payments. So I'm sure with time the rest are going to follow suit, and we're going to have massive adoption. So if you're still out there, you're not accepting crypto as a payment method, or you have a business, just ensure you incorporate these payment methods in your platform, because it's always good you move with speed and you move with pace. Okay. Also, we had something else about the Ethereum Sol developers, and they are now turning their attention to privacy and users. So this is a good thing. It basically implies that these particular guys are looking forward to strengthening the network so that we can prevent further attacks like the ones that we've been witnessing in the last few days. Things like Celsius network, things like the Voyager, and so on and so forth. Okay, that is all about the Ethereum. And what was here? There's something with Cointelegraph. Yeah, and it was just what I talked about the issue of Iran making their purchase using crypto, $10 million. Also, Elon has basically sold about some substantial amount of their assets, and I think maybe he's worried about inflation. But from where I sit, I think he's just trying to move assets around so that he can have what you call money flow. Okay, that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow us on our social media platform on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Apex Crypto Academy. And tune in tomorrow for another stream. So good night, good luck, God bless. Let's continue waiting to see who's gonna be our next president here in Kenya.